everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Kick-Ass 2. Now, as you know, Kick-Ass 2 is meant to be a sequel to the 2010 film Kick-Ass, as well as meant to be based on the second and third volumes of Kick-Ass Dave Lazowski years. And I remember when after the second film came out on Blu-ray and DVD, back at my first college, I always knew they were eventually going to do a second one. So when finally sitting down to watch the second one after reviewing the first one in lockdown, I would say it feels downgraded. So the premise of the film is meant to take place 2 years after the events of the first film, where after Big Daddy's death and after the defeat and death of Frank D'Amico, has Dave as well as Mindy training together to become an ultimate crime-fighting duo. And you can tell Dave has gotten a lot better since the first one. He's a bit more prepared. He's a bit more knowing what he's doing now. And throughout the movie, we see how characters have dealt with the after effects. We see how Chris D'Amico is determined to get revenge on Kick-Ass, and after accidentally killing his mum, ends up becoming a new supervillain called the Motherfucker. So I would say the point of Red Mist was more like an anti-hero. The point of Chris's new supervillain persona was meant to be his true calling. And throughout the movie, we do see how, as well, some things feel like a bit improved. You've kind of got Dave and Father being a bit more engaged, which should have happened in the first film. And I kind of feel with Marcus being a bit more involved actually works, because I felt the first film should have had him done something to prevent his former partner from going too far. Now, what's not good about it is how some things feel a bit downgraded. When you kind of got Dave's love interest, Mindy, they sort of have her get all moody and upset about him spending time with Mindy, and this really could have felt like her finding out he's been Kick-Ass again and decides to break up with him over what he's been up to. This really would have made more sense. I also kind of felt they do waste Chris's mum being a potential bad guy, as she would have wanted revenge on Kick-Ass as well, and her controlling what's left of her husband's empire. And I think what else feels interesting is we do see the heroes that Dave has helped to inspire, and we do see how Dave's friends have become superheroes, like one becoming a superhero called Battle Guy, and kind of becoming like the sort of Cyrus to his Jaden. And you've got his other friend, Todd, who kind of becomes the knockoff version of him called Ass Kicker, which is like how you have that one friend who copies your YouTube channel, but you sort of support them by the end of it. And I would say the movie does feel interesting. It feels like they really wanted to level things up, but some things feel like they wasted some opportunities. Like, you could have had Dave find out that Todd got his father killed, and could have had Dave being a bit more angry with him. I kind of felt when you've got the Justice Force members, they are interesting, but I feel some of them just feel a bit... costumes feel like last-minute things, because when you've got the mother and sort of father team kind of remembering their son, in the comics they were dressed up in a more Norse Guardian style. This just looks like a badly done cosplay. And I do feel they waste some potential with Chris's gang, because they get quickly killed off and could have been more interesting had they put up more of a fight. And I kind of feel when they go with a big epic final, it feels like it works, but it feels more like thrown at the last moment. And I know there have been talks about doing a third one and a Hit Girl movie that may or may not come, depends on how life goes. So I feel as well is that when you kind of got Mindy kind of getting to know the Poplar Girls along with Brooks, who is meant to kind of be this alpha girl who sees everything around her as a way to get what she wants, sort of works, as this makes her the female version of Chris. But I feel deep down, Kick-Ass 2 feels like a downgraded version of the first one, because it kind of kept true to some elements of the comics. This one tries to come off as a bit like a Phoenix Jones inspired movie, done to the extreme. So, deep down, Kick-Ass 2 kicked hard, but left a slightly bad but alright film. I think the film deserves a thumbs down. Not the best, not the greatest, but it's still alright, despite a few flaws. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.